Rewriting the Future, How a 5-Month-Old CEO is Changing the Game of Generational Wealth. Welcome, dreamers, disruptors, and daring souls. Today, we're diving into a story that's going to flip your world upside down, shake out all the loose change of conventional wisdom, and leave you wondering why you didn't think of this first. But don't worry, there's still time for all of us to join this revolution. We're here to talk about a visionary who looked at her newborn baby and instead of just seeing spit up and sleepless nights, saw a future empire builder. I'm talking about the incredible Lasonya Alexander, a woman who's redefining what it means to be a mompreneur and in the process challenging everything we think we know about parenting, entrepreneurship, and creating generational wealth. Now, before we dive in, let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're holding a tiny, squirming bundle of joy. That intoxicating new baby smell is filling your nostrils, and you're marveling at those impossibly small fingers and toes. What's going through your mind? I can't wait to teach them to walk. I hope they sleep through the night soon. How about, I wonder what their first product line will be? If that last thought seems absurd to you, well, buckle up, buttercup, because that's exactly the kind of revolutionary thinking we're exploring today. Lasonya Alexander isn't just any entrepreneur. She's a force of nature who decided that the perfect time to launch her daughter's business career was, wait for it, at 5 months old. Yes, you heard that right. While most of us were figuring out how to get a full night's sleep with a newborn, Lasonya was plotting world domination through purses. Tiny, adorable, empire-building purses. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 5-month-old CEO? That's crazy talk. But let me ask you this. Is it any crazier than waiting until our kids are adults to teach them about financial independence? Is it any more outlandish than the idea that we should separate our family lives from our entrepreneurial ambitions? Lasonya's story isn't just about a baby with a business card. It's about reimagining the possibilities of what we can achieve, not just for ourselves, but for the generations that follow us. It's about looking at that drooling, cooing bundle of joy and seeing not just a baby, but a brand in the making. Let's pause for a moment and consider the audacity of this move. Most parents are still debating whether to go with cloth or disposable diapers at 5 months. Lasonya, she's out here trademarking her daughter's name and designing a purse line. It's like she took the start them young advice and decided to sprint with it, leaving the rest of us in a cloud of baby powder and bewilderment. But here's the kicker. It worked. Fast forward 5 years, and Lasonya's daughter isn't just playing with dolls, she's got her own purse line. It's trademarked, it's online, and it's in stores in Detroit, Michigan. While other kids are learning to tie their shoelaces, this little mogul is learning about supply chains and brand recognition. Now, I can almost hear the skeptics. But isn't this too much pressure for a child? What about letting kids be kids? These are valid questions. And they're exactly the kind of assumptions Lasonya's story challenges us to reconsider. You see, Lasonya isn't just building a business. She's crafting a legacy. She's creating a world where entrepreneurship isn't some distant adult concept, but a natural part of growing up. A world where financial literacy starts with first words, not first jobs. A world where, mommy, can I have that toy? Becomes, mommy, can we discuss the ROI on that purchase? But let's be real for a second. This isn't just about raising a mini mogul. It's about something much bigger, much more revolutionary. It's about changing the narrative of what's possible, especially for black families and black children. In a world that often tells our kids to dream small, to play it safe, Lasonya is loudly, proudly, and stylishly declaring, dream so big it scares you, then dream bigger. She's not just talking about breaking glass ceilings. She's teaching her daughter to build her own skyscraper, complete with a penthouse suite and a helipad for her designer purses. Now, I know some of you might be breaking out in a cold sweat just thinking about the logistics of balancing a child's business with, well, everything else. Homework, play dates, not eating crayons. It's a lot. But that's where Lasonya's genius truly shines. She's not just a mom, not just an entrepreneur. She's a momager, and she's turning it into an art form. Imagine for a moment juggling conference calls with diaper changes, negotiating contracts while cutting crusts off sandwiches, and strategizing marketing campaigns during nap time. It's not about having it all figured out. It's about being willing to figure it out as you go, to embrace the chaos and find the opportunities within it. Lasonya's approach challenges us to rethink the very concept of work-life balance. Who says you can't close a deal while pushing a swing? Why can't a play date double as a focus group for your latest product line? In Lasonya's world, there's no separation between family time and business time. It's all life. And it's all an opportunity to grow, learn, and build something extraordinary. But let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the designer purse in the playpen. Starting a business for your infant isn't exactly conventional parenting advice. It's the kind of thing that might make your pediatrician raise an eyebrow and your in-laws question your sanity. And that's precisely why it's so powerful. You see, Lasonya isn't just thinking outside the box. She's reimagining what the box could be, then turning it into a limited edition purse and selling it for a profit. She's challenging us to question every assumption we have about parenting, about business, about what's possible when you refuse to accept the limitations others try to place on you or your children. Think about the lessons this little girl is learning, not through lectures or textbooks, but through lived experience. She's learning about perseverance, watching her mom navigate the challenges of entrepreneurship. She's learning about creativity, seeing how ideas can transform into tangible products. She's learning about empowerment, understanding that her name, her identity has value. So much value it's been trademarked. But it goes even deeper than that. In a world that often tells black children, especially black girls, to shrink themselves, to lower their expectations, Lasonya is teaching her daughter to take up space, to see her name in stores, on products, to understand that she has the power to shape the world around her. That's not just business education. That's revolutionary self-love and empowerment. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, that's great for them, but I could never do something like that. And to that, I say, why not? What's really stopping you? Is it lack of knowledge, lack of resources, or is it simply that you've never given yourself permission to dream that big? Lasonya's story isn't about replicating her exact path. It's about embracing the spirit of audacious dreaming, of refusing to accept the limitations that society or even our own doubts try to impose on us. It's about looking at your child, whether they're 5 months or 15 years, and asking what incredible potential lies within them and how can I nurture it? Maybe for you, it's not about starting a business for your infant. Maybe it's about teaching your teenager to code or encouraging your middle schooler to write a book. The specifics don't matter. What matters is that you're willing to believe in the extraordinary potential of your child and to back that belief with action. But let's be clear, this isn't about pushing our kids to be little adults or robbing them of their childhood. It's about expanding our definition of what childhood can include. Why can't learning about profit margins be as fun as learning to ride a bike? Why can't understanding market trends be as exciting as mastering a new video game? The key is in the approach. Lasonya isn't forcing adult concepts onto a child. She's translating the world of business into a language and experience that a child can engage with and enjoy. She's making entrepreneurship a natural, integrated part of growing up, as normal as learning to read or making friends. And let's talk about the long-term impact of this approach. We often lament the lack of financial literacy in our communities, the absence of generational wealth. Well, Lasonya isn't just talking about these issues. She's actively creating a solution, starting with her own daughter. She's building a legacy that goes beyond money. It's a legacy of knowledge, of confidence, of knowing how to navigate the business world from the very beginning. Imagine a generation of children who grow up understanding concepts like investment, return on investment, and brand building, not as abstract adult ideas, but as natural parts of their world. Imagine young adults entering the workforce, not just with degrees, but with years of practical business experience under their belts. That's the kind of generational change that can transform communities, that can rewrite the narrative of what's possible for black entrepreneurs. But here's the thing, and this is crucial. Lasonya's story isn't just about her daughter. It's about her too. It's about a mother who refused to buy into the idea that becoming a parent means putting your own dreams on hold. Instead, she found a way to intertwine her ambitions with her role as a mother, creating something beautiful and powerful in the process. This is what being a momager is all about. It's not about exploiting your child's potential for your own gain. It's about creating a symbiotic relationship where both parent and child grow, learn, and succeed together. It's about modeling the very qualities you want to instill: determination, creativity, resilience, and letting your child see firsthand what it looks like to pursue your passions. Now, I know some of you might be feeling a mix of inspiration and intimidation right now. You're excited by the possibilities, but also wondering how on earth that you could manage something like this. And that's okay. That's exactly where you should be. Because here's the secret. Lasonya didn't have it all figured out when she started either. She just had the courage to start, to learn as she went, to embrace the challenges as opportunities for growth. And that, my friends, is the real lesson here. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to ask the questions, to challenge the status quo, to imagine a different kind of future for ourselves and our children. It's about understanding that every moment, every interaction with our kids is an opportunity to teach, to inspire, to build something meaningful. So as we wrap up this incredible journey through Lasonya's story, I want to leave you with a challenge. Look at your children today. Really look at them. See beyond the spills and the tantrums, beyond the report cards and the chores. See the potential entrepreneur, the future innovator, the world changer waiting to emerge. And then ask yourself, what am I doing to nurture that potential? How can I create opportunities for my child to learn, grow, and yes, even build their own empire? Maybe you start small. Maybe it's a lemonade stand with a twist, or a YouTube channel that teaches other kids about saving money. Maybe it's involving your child in your own business decisions, letting them see behind the curtain of adult financial life. Whatever it is, start somewhere. Start today. Because here's the truth. In a world that often seems determined to limit the dreams of our children, especially our black children, we have the power to be the dream expanders. We have the ability to show them that their potential is limitless, that their ideas have value, that their future is bright and full of possibilities. Lasonya Alexander and her purse-designing daughter aren't just building a brand. They're building a new paradigm, a new way of thinking about what's possible when we refuse to accept limitations, when we dare to dream outrageously big for ourselves and our children. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your 5-month-old CEO moment? What audacious, seemingly impossible dream are you ready to chase? Not just for yourself, but for the little ones watching you. Because remember, it's not just about the business you might build or the money you might make. It's about the example you're setting, the doors you're opening, and the future you're creating. One tiny determined step at a time. The future is waiting, and it looks bright with just a touch of designer purse sparkle. Let's go out there and rewrite it, shall we?